Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. The woman I loved is left and took. I've been working for. And don't you try and stop me, 'cause I'm walking out the door. You can take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more.
Greg Andrick here. Welcome to this post. Little entertainment from Johnny Paycheck. My guess is a lot of you are getting that message from your employees, or maybe not even getting that far, because according to NFIB, 25% of all small business owners are saying they're getting zero qualified applicants, so people aren't even coming in the door and being an employee. So I have some points here in the solution. The solution is one of my showcase pages. I think you'll find it really interesting. It's a free solution. I don't get anything from it. They've got an answer for you. I think you should try it. Things are rapidly coming to a head here. 1.2 million people were laid off last month, and most of it is above the midline, white collar type workers. You've got every major corporation in the country. I have a post on Pepsi, how their earnings are up 22%. And they're now laying off a significant number of people in their corporate staff. Walmart, whose profits are up 8.7%, is laying off 10,000 corporate workers. Yet the people that actually perform the services and make the products that you sell, they're still in high demand. But you're about to see why they're not applying, and you're still having a hard time getting them to come to work. So take a look at the slides, and we'll have the link for you in the bottom to get a solution to all this. So here we are, take this job and shove it. So the reason people are telling you to shove the job is Americans have $5 trillion in cash savings, thanks to federal stimulus. This is a recent article in Business Week. It was about 10 days ago. So in the fourth quarter of 2019, Americans held $1.5 trillion in cash. So you can see how significant the change has been in 2 years. Nothing like this has happened in the last 70 years. This is similar to World War II. In World War II, it was a full employment economy, and the focus was on war goods. There was no consumer goods to buy, or very few, just the bare minimum, so people saved a lot of money. The personal savings rate in 2020 was 17%. The personal savings rate during World War II was 27.9%. Americans' average savings rate over the last 40 years is 3 to 5%. So you can see that this is a significant change in the buying habits and savings habits of the average American. So why did this happen? Well, supply chain issues. Similar to World War II, retail establishments had the wrong mix of goods and not enough goods because of all those supply chain snafus that occurred with COVID and everything. Other stimulus benefits, deferring student loan payments, the eviction moratorium, then also getting federal unemployment supplement, which in most states doubled the amount of unemployment insurance. Like in California, the maximum unemployment benefit was $450 a week, and feds were kicking in another $500. So an hourly worker could make $1,000 a week and not even show up to work. It affected them. Huge implications on inflation. To have this much of a cash stash means people are complaining about inflation, but they've got the money to buy the things that they want. And that's what they did in the third quarter of 22. They've now revised the growth rate in the third quarter to 2.9%. So we're now not in recession because of consumers pulling us out of it. The interest rate conundrum continues to make this problem more difficult. So if as the Fed is using interest rates to try and control inflation in the economy, they're building inflation into our most significant asset. 65% of Americans own their own homes, and by increasing interest rates, we're increasing the cost of housing. Mortgages are 225 to 250% more expensive than they were just 10 months ago. 10 months ago, the average 30-year mortgage was 3.1%. Today, it's somewhere between 7.5 and 7.75, and they're talking about another 0.5 to 0.75% increase, with the Fed interest rate being 5%. Think about that. In a year, they've moved from almost zero. I think the Fed rate was 1/4 of 1 point to their target being 5 points. So it's a very curious environment that we're in, and this tool is embedding inflation, so they're going to have more and more drastic measures to deal with it. It has a huge impact on the blue-collar job market, because people, if they didn't like what they were doing before, they've now got the cash not to do it anymore and continue to support themselves. So let's get out of this slide. What does it mean for you? It means the blue-collar labor shortage is going to continue. If they didn't really like the environment or what they did, they're not coming back. It means one needs to take a very hard look at the hiring process. I mean, it's now really critical, because the people who make $75,000 or less are very, very picky, and they've got the cash in their pocket to be picky. Pay, benefits, and conditions are key. And environment and purpose need to be appealing. So it isn't just a job anymore. You've got to consider the whole package of what appeals to these now very demanding blue-collar employees. And again, the interest rate conundrum will drive inflation, which is going to drive wage demands. Let's get out of this one again. So the labor shortage will continue to affect your revenue, because unlike laying off a staff person, these are the people that actually provide the service or make the goods that you sell. You need them. You got to have them. So we're connected with Core Matters, and Core Matters has a masterclass, and it's free. I don't get anything from it. They don't get anything from it. If you like them and want to do more with them, that's your option. But these are the kind of results they get. They can boost your number of applicants by 600%. Now, according to the NFIB, National Foundation of Independent Businesses, 25% of you are saying you're getting 0 qualified job applicants. They can help you with that. They'll increase the number of them and increase the number of qualified applicants. Their techniques that you'll see in this masterclass can cut turnover by 130%. That's huge. The best way to get an employee is to not lose one. They also can reduce the hiring time by 320%. So they really have their eye on the critical things that appeal to your blue-collar employee, the one that you need and are having a really hard time to bring in from the cold. So this link, click this link here, and no obligation, nobody's going to come after you, but you're at the precipice now, because 1.2 million people, mostly white-collar workers, were laid off last month. You've got Pepsi, who I have a post. Take a look at my post. Pepsi's profits are up 20%, 22% actually, and they just announced they're going to have a significant layoff. Walmart's profits are up 8.7% because I keep saying you can make inflation your friend. You can make more money if you know how to structure your business right. And Walmart, their profits are up 8%. Think how huge that is in the world's largest business by transaction. And they are laying off 10,000 corporate employees. So I think now's the time for you to go out there and get the blue-collar folks that you need to help you execute what you do in your business, and hunker down for 2023, because the table's being set. It's going to be a tough time. I hope this helps you. Enjoy, thrive, and survive. Good talking to you. We'll see you on the next one.